Oh, welcome back. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday, a grand rising to each and every one of you. I'm praying and hoping that wherever you are, that you are receiving the blessings that God has in store for you. Today, I'm back and I want to say thank you for all the comments I received in the last video about things that people really don't tell you about Jamaica. Um, One of the things, I'm just going to give thanks and just welcome again all of you who have found the channel and are contributing to the conversations. I really, really appreciate them. I really even appreciate those of you who have not really maybe listened to the entire video and understanding that experiences are different. You can stay there and you can say, oh, this, that, and whatnot, and you need to be prepared to go home. I was prepared to go home. If you're telling me that 20,000 hard US dollars plus access, good morning. Good morning, lady. Yes, that's okay. I could say good morning to my beautiful daughter-in-law. Right? If you're telling me that just going home for 1 year, I wasn't going home for a lifetime. I didn't ship a container. I didn't even ship 5 barrels. I shipped 3 barrels. When I went home in 1999, that time I felt like I was ready to go home. I blended in well with the community, active in church. One of the things that got to my nerve at that time, because we were staying at the family place, I was looking for property to buy. All those good things. We had things in place, but I didn't even go home with 3 growing children. I didn't even go home then with that much, with $20,000. This time I went home with it. When I went home in 99, as I said, I remembered the young lady. I went home, I'm qualified to teach. I had a bachelor's degree back then in that time, and I got a job to teach, and I never forget that day when she came down, somebody in the same community, and she came down and she said to he was a little tailor right there by the roadside, and she stood there at the crossing, standing at our gate right there, and she said to him, who is she? I always wore like long dress, and I had on my nice suit, long skirt with a long enough blouse covering my butt. And I dressed well because I didn't have a lot of weight and all that. I dressed well. And I had my book bag and waiting for a bus to come through. And she came out to wait for a bus to, and she saw me there at the gate. And she'd asked the guy, who is she? And the guy said to her, oh, he looked out, he said, oh, that's Miss Bev, Miss Bev. She was abroad and she came home and, she said she's teaching. And instead of the young lady said, oh, that's good, she said, oh, she come get work, and so much people out there can't get work. So people, again, our experiences are different. There are people who, as they go along life's journey, may never encounter certain things because your way of doing things is different. I am a person who is like, I'm involved. I try to. I am not an uppity person. I'm very low key, low. I have my I do my dry jokes. I have my funny things. But I'm saying I'm not a person who's stuck up. I'm not a person who look down on people and act like I'm better than. Never. I am a even balanced kind of person. I don't like fancy things when so much struggles are going on. Honestly, I feel guilty sometimes. Like even even yesterday we bought that food, and when my daughter-in-law came home with it, I was like, oh my God, much people don't have dinner tonight. I am that kind of a person. And blame me for it if you want to, but no, but I appreciate who I am. I am never a person because that's my background. That's how I grew up. A lot of people grow up with people gravelicious and red eye, and I never grew up that way. I grew up humbly with a grandmother who just gave back. And it just rubbed off on me. My dad was the same way, they said. He would give away the shirt off his back. My brother, the same thing. So it must be in our genes. I don't know. But don't blame and and start saying things that I didn't say, or you want to assume, and I wasn't prepared, and I was more than prepared. I had the finances. My intention wasn't to move permanently for the year that I spent in Jamaica. Again, let me say it loudly and clearly. My children and I, my husband, we decided, Mommy, go down and see if this is what you want. Guys, I went and it's not what I wanted. It was cold. It wasn't, as one of your commenters, he said, I saw that she wasn't comfortable. I knew she wasn't going to stay. I was not comfortable. And this morning I'm going to tell you another reason I wasn't comfortable in Jamaica. I was financially okay. My children loves and adores me. There's nothing. I'm in Jamaica. They're buying me an air fryer. Where is it now? All of that are things given away down there. Everything given away. I didn't come back with not more than one suitcase, a hand luggage. Because I had all those dresses when my cousin came and she brought them up to New York, to Mount Vernon, had them sewn for me. I said I couldn't leave them. And so I was only entitled to £50, but I went up to the 70 because I could pay the $100 for it. I had my pulley, I didn't bring back any food. My son wanted Blue Mountain coffee. Honestly, I told him, I said, son, another time, because we really don't drink coffee. He just wanted it to try. He has so much stuff here that I brought from Jamaica, just sitting. Because we're not drinkers. We're not, we don't drink coffee. We're probably weird, but we're happy. So no time in Jamaica was I in need. I had enough. I had more than enough. So I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, she got on and she wasn't prepared and she didn't have. I had more than enough. I had more than enough. I told you with Kayla, when my daughter didn't even ask, when my Miss Bev's Productions family sent funds to help Miss Dr. Elizabeth, Marmar, Trending, Ernestine, A.G., Miss Hyacinth, my God, so many of you who donated to little Kayla's support. God, I know I'm forgetting good names, but all of you who's, what was the lady's name? I'm looking at it now, I can't remember her name. But she comes on with one name, and then when she emailed me, I realized it was her. Don't blame me. But all of you who just came in on board, and it wasn't Grace. Oh boy, I forgot her name. Her husband was in the army. They're retired, and they all jumped in and they helped. 600 and something to help with Kayla's. Just the car fare, her hot lunch each day, and after school, 6,200 every week. And then, without even mentioning to my daughter, Mommy, I just put money in your account for Kayla, for 2 months more for Kayla. When that was done, the money wasn't even finished. She sent another 300 to say, Mommy, that should take her to the end of the school year. So those are the kind of kids I have, people. Don't ever sit and underestimate me or feel like I didn't. I taught for many years. I'm a kind of person, I don't wait for people to beg me things. If I see something needs to be done, I just get it done. And so, those of you are saying I wasn't prepared, Jamaica's for the strong. I'm a strong woman. I've taught 6th grade for many years. I'm a strong woman. I've raised 3 beautiful children strong. So don't do those things. Listen to the video and understand that I went home I didn't ship containers and then to regret it. Because if I even had shipped containers and I wasn't comfortable, I was missing my family, I would have left them there and I would have returned. Because I know coming back here, I wouldn't sleep under a tree. So I don't want people just to think I wasn't prepared and wasn't in the right place and I wasn't. I'm going to talk to you now about why I wasn't in St. Elizabeth. I grew up there for 12. I left there I went there when I was only 2 years. My father passed when I was 2. My brother was 8 months. They put me with my father's mother. My brother stayed with my mom's family. And I left there, I think I was 14 when I left, or almost 15 probably, when I left St. Elizabeth. Springfield, St. Elizabeth, right up the hill there from Wyeth Falls. And I will say this to you and everybody who you hear me talk about Granny. That woman is who I emulate. I see Granny. There wasn't a person who gave birth in our community that Granny didn't get. My aunt was a dressmaker, and my aunt would sew a couple little shirt, whatever they call them, you know. And Granny would put it together with 1 couple shilling or £1, and she gone look for them. There wasn't a death in our community that Granny didn't. We had a lot of coffee trees. I wasn't a Sabbath keeper then, so on Saturday we get our shot pan, the paint can, and you go up in the tree and you hook it on somewhere upon the tree, and you get a little hook stick or whatever. We had to pick the coffee so gently because we couldn't just tear them off with the stem. We had to pick them, just the coffee beans, just the little butt thing, and leave the stems on the thing. We couldn't just tear off the coffee beans. We had to pick them carefully. And we picked them and then we had to pulp them. And then Granny would dry it. And you beat it out, the hard thing, wash it, take out the pulp, the thing and leave the coffee. And then you had to dry that. And when it was dry, we had to do the process. Right? So I went through that. So Granny had coffee. And when there's a death or something, Granny was there helping to balm the dead. But then it wasn't bring them down to the death house, to the morgue or the whatever. No, the funeral home. There was no fancy something. Might be fancy in the cities and the bigger places, but in our communities it was ice. You get your ice and put on them. And then Granny wasn't afraid to go and help to embalm them and get them ready for burial. They build the pine boxes, they put them in, they go, they're chanting and they're singing and while they're digging the grave and keeping the dead, the widows company and that was my grandmother, very involved in our community. Granny gave back to so many young men leaving school. Granny didn't sit down. She selected 4 or 5 of them. She sell her pimento. We had a lot of pimento trees up there in the bushes. And she sell her pimento and she put aside. And when they would leave school, she would buy a saw, a plane, and a hammer. And she said, go learn a trade. When Christmas morning come, you know much dog me for a hole? Because all of them, when they come through, were neighbors' children. One neighbor, she had like 9 boys. The one girl, she had died. But Granny was involved, encouraging. And so you see me, I am the replica of my grandmother. My grandmother, Alice Maud Stewart. They call her Sakuli. So Granny was involved, always encouraging peace. As I said, Christmas one, the amount of people, and them coming in, whole dog. And them a come up. I remember my had lady and white man was my 2 dogs, and you hold them, and then come up and boy, the positive, them come put something in Granny hand. And the blessings Granny give them, says Granny, Sakuli, we can't forget your kindness. If I never you, we don't have that there. If I never you, Miss Cooley. So I don't want you guys to ever underestimate and think, I am not. I am very conscious of life. I am very conscious. I have a great relationship with my children. So I'm never alone in what I do. I'm never alone. And so I will share this again, another truth that people are not talking about. When you are in Jamaica and you hear people every minute, you hear about the Obeah this, the Obeah that. If you going home and you look on these men's finger, everybody with a big old ring palm finger. Them call it guard ring. My hairdresser said, even her husband have one. I said, what the heck? What is it? She said, Miss Bev, I really true, a really guard ring, cause if anything are gonna happen to them, the ring get hot. And anytime then when the ring get hot, them just have to move. Them just have to move. So Mr. So all the people them who get shot down by police or get shot down by them friend, how come the ring never burn them for them move out of the way? Mr. Why is it that you guys are so, you So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, at Obeah in Jamaica, the witchcraft. That thing got to my brain because 1999 when I went home, I'll tell you guys this. Had a young lady there, she had 2 daughters and she had 3 sons. They live in a one room. The kids slept on a piece of cardboard on the floor, while the mother and the guy and the little baby girl slept on the bed. I decided when we went home, because I was at the family's house, a huge big house, and I said she could come in and do the cleaning and get the money. One day we were talking and I heard the little girl, young, wasn't old, because 1999, I don't know how old she was then, she had all those kids, but I heard that girl talk something out of her mouth and it just like jarred me. It's like, what the hell? She said, Miss Bev, me, no one nobody bother me, because all me the one, the time the woman a wash we clothes in a wash, come in my yard, she wash, well, she not washing our underwears, but me, she said, I should take, people, I take one of the underwear and go push it in our mother grave, our mother had passed away. I said, what is wrong with you? Why would you do that to anybody? Even if there are truths about it, why would you want to do that? So those things, I don't know. I'm not saying she did it to me because, look, I left there, I was able to get jobs back. I was able to do well. So I am not sitting and saying, oh, da-da-da. But I don't like to hear people talk these things and is willing to hurt people for no reason. Another situation that was gone in 1990, and Granny passed away in 2005. 2005 we went up. I'd gone to see her, and God was so good. I went, and my principal had given me like I think 3 days, he said, and with the weekend, and I went up to see Granny. And people, Granny, when she took my hand and she rubbed on my hand, because they said she wasn't remembering people now. And she didn't know anybody, and so and I said, oh God, Granny was so good to me. I have to go. And we went, and Granny looked at me, and she looked at me, and she looked, and then she burst out. She said, "Do not feel me bev this year. Don't feel me bev this," and my heart just melted, and the tears just ran down my face, and I just hugged her so tightly. And Granny started, and she looked, and she took my hand. Yes, my dear. Soon come. Soon come. Good morning. Good morning, Gia. And she took my hand and she rubbed it down and she said, Lord, your skin's so nice and soft. She said, God bless you, Bev. God bless you, my picnic. God bless you for everything you've done for me. Guys, the tears just rolled and rolled. Because, listen, she taught me to be kind. And I gave her back what she taught me. And then I combed her hair and there were more blessings. And we sang for her and we prayed with her. And she passed away 5 months later. And I was back in Jamaica. being back there, we end up, cousins are coming and this cousin, like, not a near cousin, maybe a third cousin. And I looked at her foot and saw one of her foot, like, white, the whole foot, all the whole. And I said, what happened to your foot, Peggy? She said, you stay there. Obeah me and them off my foot. I said, what? You sure it wasn't diabetes or something in you? Diabetes, which part? Bev, I don't know diabetes. I hope you didn't walk by me. And I'm saying, my God, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Maybe if she had gone to the doctor and gotten treatment or something and take care of it, I don't know. But now we fast forward to when I was about to come home and my friend was running the soup kitchen and things start falling apart. She's running the soup kitchen, cooking for the community, for the people we service in the community, and we serve 3 days a week, and she started telling me about her granddaughter. Granddaughter was bright, got to school, and she come home now losing her mind. She has see things, I see people, I see, man are coming upon her and all sort of stuff going on and a lot of chaos. Had to close the soup kitchen because of what was happening. People didn't like it. And she said she lent a pencil to somebody and the people, when them bring back the pencil, them Obeah it and give it back to her. So no, she has see things, she has see. So I was saying, are you sure it's not stress? She said, no, Miss Bev, because her brother broke up the coconut. They means something on YouTube. Guys, be careful what you say on YouTube. YouTube is sometimes to get, you see some things, people doing things, is to get reactions, to get views or whatever. And the man broke up the coconut, and washed down somebody with it. And when them see how the girl are real and are gone, that's what the brother did. He broke how much coconut and wet her up with it. And she said, the brother connect with the man on the YouTube thing, and the man said, let me see her. And when him look at her, him say, yeah, beautiful girl. Yep, somebody did something. It's that pen that she lent. And the man told the brother, oh, you did a good job. But that didn't work because she kept going through the motions. Then it was now not the pen, but now it was the boyfriend that did something to her. And she started seeing these things again, and oh my God, it wasn't nice. So when I came home, we stayed at the Airbnb over where I lived there, and we drove. I said, let me go up and check out the soup kitchen. Actually, I wanted to cook that day, wanted to go up and cook and for the people that we're serving. And when we went, they were out in the street. The guy came down, and the mom for the little girl was very annoyed and said, yes, we go out and we see them say, you are doing something to my daughter, and and want something in the street. But just tell my driver, I said, girl, she look at me, I look at her, I said, let's go. So I just left. I couldn't deal with that. Then the daughter, my friend's daughter, no, she's not sleeping at night. She's watching over her daughter. And no, she started going crazy, tearing off her. Just won something in the community. People afraid of her. It wasn't good. So I'm saying to my friend, I said, it's her nerves. If she's not resting, she's stressed out. She's not, it could be her nerves. Why don't, instead of running here, they got prayer. They go to their Seventh-day Adventists, but they went to them, so Seventh-day Adventists wasn't helping them, so they went to another. Oh my God, it wasn't. And all this money being spent. Eventually, they finally took her when they went to the doctor. I think one time when they went to Cornell Regional in the early morning with the little girl, some lady said, lady, go take care of your daughter. See somebody do something to your daughter. And boom, they just kept going to people trying to find solutions. Eventually they got baptized again in church, and they started going to church, and the mother started getting psychological help when she broke down. She needed rest. Listen, I'm sitting here saying witchcraft isn't out there. I'm not saying that. But sometimes I say, how is it this person is prospering? Is it that their witchcraft is bigger and better than the other person? How is it that people in a community space, you have 90% of them doing what they need to do and moving forward and doing, and then you have that 10% who everything is somebody do it to them, who every penny they have to spend it out in Obeah workers, and how is it that the man that they're bringing these people, they're going to, how they think they eat? It's the monies that they bring to them that feeds them and build a big, grand standing homes. I remember one person who said when he went to the Obeah man, that's how they found out when people were hearing sound on them house and in the morning, at Obeah do it because in the morning, nothing, no rock. Them hear the big rock on the house. And in the morning, then get up when they look no rock then at the yard. Them hear the rock them. But and it was ice. It was ice. My husband's brother told me, he said the one guy when he said he went there and the guy, it was ice. He threw the big ice upon the thing, and when you look, there's nothing to show in the morning because the ice melt. And that's what they use to brainwash people and say it's Obeah. And people carry them heap of money go, and heap of money go. You have some of them who start with the drinking of the blood for protection. One guy right in Wakefield area there who, when him rob the scammers and them come in to get him, he went to, somebody told me this, a driver that that came to get me when my driver couldn't come. And he said, yeah, that's what they're doing, these young kids. Them scamming and stealing and doing these wicked things. And then he said he had some rabbits and the guy come and for buy the rabbit. And when him looking well, sell him the brown rabbit. And when he reached out to the guy, said, bring back the rabbit where you get and come take this other rabbit. The man said that the rabbit that dead long time. And the blood the boy want from the rabbit, him kill the rabbit and drink the blood, and them still go and kill him. So people, these things, we just need to find God. We just need to find God. So this morning I wanted to talk about the dark side of Jamaica, the witchcraft, the fear, and the loss of faith. So we know that Jamaica is beautiful. I take my notes every time I'm doing my videos. Jamaica is beautiful, but beneath the beauty lies a hidden struggle that many refuse to talk about, and that is the witchcraft and the fear and a growing mistrust of God. Why are so many Jamaicans turning away from the church and seeking protection from men? They're wearing guard rings or drinking blood. Today I want to share a truth, guys, about many avoid, a truth that many avoid, but it is destroying lives quietly. Because when your mind is in a place where something, you get up and you see something. Before I left, right in my house, somebody was talking about the same thing. Them said sitting in my yard for my daughter, but to catch my little granddaughter, them have to go to Manchester. Some man of Manchester, of me know. I don't know these people, I never heard. I'm not seeking out these things. So during my 1 year in Jamaica, I was shocked at how much power some people give to Obeah and witchcraft. Young men and old men alike boasting about guard rings. People spending thousands of dollars to reverse a curse while their health and finances are crumbling. That's why I say give vouchers. Stop sending cash to people in Jamaica. If you see them working on a project, it's different. But sometimes the money you work hard for, you take it, but me don't have that. And you go Western, go pick up that, and you think that I go towards food and for help with the bills. God help you, man. So I talk about the mental breakdown of my friend's daughter after her relationship with the guy. And I try to tell them it might be nerves, maybe heartbreak, but they quickly correct me because they said, no, somebody, Obeah. And again, they blame the pen and then blame somebody, they blame the ex-boyfriend. And then when the mother for the girl, all the money them spend off, mash up their business, everything, spiritual rituals, all sort of wet up and chanting, and it was it's a psychologist that really helped her, put her on medication so she could start sleeping. And if they just listened to me, they would have saved a lot of money, lot more money. The girl had lost her job because she was, so many days out and what have you. It was bad. The soup kitchen scrapped all that money we spent building that soup kitchen, over $1 million plus. We put into building it was a bathroom for my friend. And all of that just a loss because we were hoping we build the kitchen, give to her, and she would just service the people them who were needing the community. But God knows best. I don't worry about it. I just, so again, we talk about my cousin with the diabetes, and then I said just before I left, here comes the lady with her little granddaughter, beautiful granddaughter. She had shown me the mark on her leg, her thigh, where she said, them said something for the daughter, and they catch the little girl, and the sore couldn't beat her. But it's a fat little girl, so I don't know if something else was going on, but very, very, and right there, a lot of money spent. So then I said, so if they throw something one time, why haven't they thrown it again and again and again? If they're going after her daughter, why haven't they thrown it again? So was it just really, maybe the little girl had gotten an infection from something and that flesh-eating thing, or a little thing come up and I don't know. But they took her to Manchester. She said it was a man in Manchester that made them make it heal. So we don't see enough videos telling these truths about Jamaica, but we need to talk about this. Why is church attendance so low? Years and years and years ago, you go to church, you can't even find seat for sit down. Church full. Nowadays, you look, so much empty bench in a church. It's not funny. Why are we quick to blame others for every problem instead of looking for real solutions? If we start a business and it don't work, maybe I had my t-shirt business. I went home. I took my things. I shipped my things home to make t-shirts. All the t-shirts I made, I shipped 60 t-shirts, different sizes. The t-shirts I made, I didn't sell one t-shirt. I made t-shirts in Jamaica. I gave them away. And then I trained Kayla's teacher. I reached out to her and said, do you know anyone who would want to learn to make the t-shirts? They can also brand the water mugs, the plates, hats, whatever. And she said, oh my God, she was interested. She's something she really would like to do because she'd like to start her own business. I said, you're young, if you're willing, I will teach you. She came on the Sunday. I taught her everything. She took her notes. She made her first t-shirt. And I gave her the whole enchilada. All my vinyl, all my t-shirts, and the heat press, my cricket, and all the things that came with it. So you people say I wasn't prepared. I was more than prepared. But there was a bigger need. And so I gave away my t-shirts, gave them away, and I gave away the equipment as well. And I want to do another video after this, and I'll tell you why I'm going to do it. Because I see where somebody was talking about, oh, you don't talk about what you do. I help a lot of people in Jamaica, and I don't talk about it. Let me tell you all this. Let me tell you this. I don't want people to ever tell me this thing about no make right hand know left hand know. A lot of relationships that crash. If right hand didn't know what left hand know, if we don't understand the true meaning of things, stop saying it. It's like when we went to church and they tell you should not be unequally yoked. You shouldn't marry to somebody who is not a Seventh-day Adventist because it's not going to last. Bull crap. Bull crap. My husband is not a Seventh-day Adventist, but he respects what I do. And if you have good communication, even if you don't have communication, but you are in a setting that is not combustible, not violent and ugly and hostile, you respect him, he respects you. I go to church on Sabbath. He might not come to church, but he respects what I do. So they talk about unequally yoked and they never look at different aspects of unequally yoked or unequal yokedness. It's a new word. So we cannot just look at life. We have to get out there and have our own experiences. You can experience what I experience. I share my experience and you can learn from it. And if you have connections to it, more power to you. But our experiences are different. Where I was raised, how I was raised, different. Lived up in Springfield, never went to Black River more than twice. Well, the other people might be in Black River every week. Our experience is not going to be the same, even though we're coming from the same place. Because my exposure was not, oh my God. But I've done well with what exposure I've got. So I don't like when people talk about when I make left hand or right hand. No. If we were communicating, a lot of people who could have gotten help, who could have gotten guidance, who could have gotten some upliftment and become more hopeful, didn't get that because they don't want their left hand or their right hand. No, they don't want people to know them business. But then we want to Obeah man who can make Obeah man know them business. Fool them into thinking that this is people hurting them when nobody hurting them. And what they put in the mind. You know. Why am I afraid of crook and lizard? Why am I afraid of those kind of things? Because I grew up hearing Granny talk some stories. Miss Louise and come up and them chat kind of stories. You know, people sitting on the tree, a greater cassava do what them do, and lizard crawl up in them chest and them something to drop in it. Like things that I'm like, whoa, you know. And so our experiences are different. I know this is long-winded. But this morning I just need to talk because I'm reading and talking about, you have to tell people how much. I made reference to what I did in Jamaica because the needs are great. The needs are great. And I, as a returning resident, all who say I wasn't prepared, I was prepared enough that I was able to give back as much as I gave back. So I don't want people to think that I'm dumb. She might have a master's degree in education, but she's dumb. No. I'm not dumb. I use common sense. I look at things. I evaluate. And as I said, I never pack up and go home and then now me get stuck. I packed up. I shipped my barrels. I went home with my suitcases. I rented a furnished space. And then I was able to learn that gated communities are not all that they're cracked up to be. People might go home and live in, okay, that's okay. They are who they are. You go through the community and see if you see doors open. So that's how they want to live. And that is fine. But don't classify me as an idiot, because I never call anybody out of their whatever. Whatever you do is what makes you happy. So if giving, when the Bible says, we don't look at where the Bible says, let your light shine before men, that they see your good works and glorify God. They don't look at that part of it. They look at, why are we hiding to do good? Why is it that we're hiding when we do good? Why? You're doing something positive. What you do can encourage somebody else to do as well. But you want to hide it. I never really respect those people who'd like to tell me, you're not picking off in no yard. And I'm going to do a video on that because I have a family person, multimillionaire down here in Jamaica. And it was me money, me money, me money. I'm happy, money, me have money. But when I started my channel and I started giving back, just giving back, it prompted her to give back so much. It wasn't my money anymore. It was, Bev, I think she respected me a lot and liked when I said, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Even though I was so much younger. But I was able to say, she was sending people to college, paying the whole year's fee. And one of the things I said, no, you're not going to pay every year, let them. And that's what she does. She pays everything to start. University of the Western, Northern Caribbean University in Mandeville, which was Westerners College, a Seventh-day Adventist college. She pays their way for a year. And she said, let them find jobs now. While they're there for that year, let them find jobs to help them continue. So when we do good and we show it, we shouldn't be ashamed of doing good. I'm not going out there, I'm doing a video and I'm referencing things and I'm saying this is what happened. I don't talk about half the things I did in Jamaica or half the people I helped while I was there. But there are things that I point out because the needs are great and it would be nice if others would jump on board and help as well. Instead of just coming home, lock up with door and just enjoying with steak and wine. Well, so many right there are crumbling. So, it's just how life is. And, I say this, and I'm going to close off my video now, that Jamaica, my heart aches because we're losing our faith to fear. And as I said, I'm not here to judge anybody. We know who we are, where we are, and what we're doing to others and what we're not doing to others. We know those of us who are encouraging and empowering and uplifting. We know those who are supporting instead of sitting there and you have enough and throwing it away while little kids are right next door, naked, hungry, dirty. But because we know nobody Obeah, we know nobody do this too, we not give them with like a whale and a frack. We not give them with this, because them are going to take it, go Obeah man and them. So yes, a lot are losing their faith. But let us remember, I'm not here judging anybody. I'm just saying, I'm calling for healing. Healing of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Sometimes what we call Obeah is really stress. It's really heartbreak or illness. I'm sorry. Let's stop wasting our energy on fear and start seeking truth. Let's start seeking help. Let's start seeking hope. Let's stop talking about don't make the left hand know your right hand know. Because in the each hand, knowing and understanding, somebody can say a positive word. Somebody can say, well, I didn't know you're going through that. Come, man. May have one extra bag of rice. Come, If you have seen this struggle or face it yourself, please share your thoughts in the comments. This is a conversation that I just thought, we should have because I'm still thinking of Jamaica. Not to go back and live, but my experiences there. So do you believe witchcraft is really as powerful as some say, or are we giving it more power by believing in it? Have you seen families torn apart because of fear of Obeah? Have you seen that? Husbands get having girlfriends out there and wife says she go Obeah man for put spell upon the girlfriend. A lot of times our relationships don't work because of how we treat people. Sometimes we feel we're better than the husband we married, or we're better than the wife we married, and we start acting differently. There's no love, there's no respect. And I always talk about, stop talking, me love you, man, me love you. So I respect you. With that love, make sure that respect is sitting there. Because love is an action word. The cup of tea you made for me while I was not feeling well, or while I showered and you made me breakfast, that's action, that's love. The way you speak to me, that's respect. The things you do to me, that's respect. So let us try to make sure that we maintain relationships by being reasonable with each other, supporting one another. I'm stronger in this. All right, so let me do this. So at the end, we can both sit and chill, rub each other's back, and chill. So let's cut out the put downs and then when people run away from relationship, people start, they're wicked. They walk up, build a big old house. A big house doesn't mean there's love and unity and peacefulness in there. Doesn't mean that. They might look pretty on the outside. You see how the colors Jamaica have the radiant colors now, and just bland houses anymore, like a white paint and that. People are use up them colors. See colors to make it look a house. Pink and blue up on the hill. People are using the bursting colors to adorn their homes nowadays. But if you just look at the outside, you look at how pretty it is, do you think what goes on inside is as pretty? It can only be pretty if we make it pretty. If we're respectful and kind. If we remember the days when there was good things happening and we filter it out, we sit and we talk about them. Instead of putting down, oh, you don't have no use in a bed, you this, you that, you... Life happens, life changes, our bodies change. But remember the days when he was good. Remember the days. And learn to still rub the back and rub the chin and give good vibes. Life, I mean, maybe I'm the stupid one. Maybe I'm just dumb. I don't know. But the vision in my head that I have, it's simple, costs nothing. We don't need big houses to prove ourselves. We don't. The saddest thing, I saw somebody yesterday showing her neighborhood, and you see the two little houses where they live with the zinc on the top of the roof, and then when you look across the street, this grand stretch, I don't know, that must be like 10 bedrooms, all colorful, and I said, why? We can only sleep in one room at a time. Why? Just tell me why. Welcome to the channel, those of you who are new to this channel, and let the conversation continue, guys. Love and appreciate all of you. There's so much great comments. I wish I could pin so many of your comments. Who understand, who listens and understand. You're not just jumping to conclusion and calling me a liar or calling me, I don't think they say a liar, but just putting me down, trying to rub me the wrong way when I clearly says, this is my experience. Yours will be different because of who you are. Maybe you're a go-getter and you don't care about the little people or the people, the struggling people. I want to say little people because all we are just people. Maybe you're that person who doesn't care. Maybe for you, your family, maybe there's some disruptions in the family, disrespect going on, some things are going on. So it doesn't, the bond is not as strong as mine. But for me, guys, I am just sharing with you my experience. I did a video there, a little short video about the oxtails and stuff. And in Jamaica. I went to Luminous Lagoon. We had dinner there. I did the video and I showed you. I should pull up that video. And I showed you. There was a bowl that they measure the rice in. And you get that on the plate, on the side of the plate. The oxtails, I don't think I had 5 pieces of oxtails on that plate. And I had a little vegetable on the side. All right? That meal was $30 US. $30 US. And any one of you who go into the Falmouth area and go down to Luminous Lagoon, order an oxtail meal or look on their menu. I bought food for Kayla. We bought the drinks. I bought the fish for Michelle. And the prices were right there. $30 for the oxtail meal. So when I'm talking and people, no sir, I know what I'm talking about. I bought food in Jamaica. I bought oxtails and I cooked it and I didn't like how it turned out because, I don't know, it was a supermarket oxtail. I didn't know. I was supposed to ask about a meat shop so I could have gotten fresh, like beef bones and stuff to make soup. That could have come in the next year if I had stayed there. Honestly, I was just seeing my way around as I was in Jamaica. All right? So I did buy the supermarket meats. I love the best dressed chicken. Well, not love it because they're not fresh. When chicken wings are frozen, they're not the same as, But I had the air fryer and I put them in and Kayla loved them. And so, those of you who are doubting that meal yesterday would have been I couldn't, I had to leave half of it, more than half. The steamed vegetables was so much, and I left exactly half of all that meat and stuff for $10. And so, I don't need to lie about my experiences. Guys, what I show you, I'm telling you, I can show you the bill. That night, I spent $178 in Luminous Lagoon for the fish dinner for Miss Shelley, the oxtails for me, the burger and fries for Kayla, and we had 4 drinks, non-alcoholic drinks. All right? So, what I'm saying to you is what I have experienced. Not somebody telling me and I'm repeating it to you. Apart, the only thing that today's video is the Obeism is just people's stories. And I see the big rings on these young high school kids wearing them, taxi drivers wearing them. My driver used to come pick me up driving them, but yet they stole his bus. So where's the protection? It's the protection just from, I don't know, because they're still getting killed, they're still getting... Can be good, be careful, walk good, do good, live good. Because I'm telling you, this world is topsy-turvy. And your people are telling me, oh, look in the Bible, they had witchcraft back then, and Yeah, I didn't say there isn't witchcraft, but I'm still saying, Africa, Haiti, a lot of it sometimes, it's your mind. People kill just a dead folk by your veranda. Yeah, you gotta think, somebody had to miss something. I'm just saying, guys, I'm putting it out there because nobody talking about it. Tell me what you think.